Hey everybody, Oscar here. I work for Charlie Morgan at EasyGrow. I just got finished recording a client interview with one of our clients. His name is Rahath. He's managed to scale from 3K to 13K per month in about 6 months of working with us at EasyGrow. He is an awesome guy. It's an awesome client interview. When he came on board with us, he literally didn't know how to book appointments. It was all over the place. At this point in time, he's booking like 3, 4 meetings a day, and he's barely using any of the appointment setting systems that we've got in here. So yeah, it's an awesome client interview, and let's just hop into it. Cheers. All right, everybody. I am sitting here with Rahath, who has been a client with us since August of last year. So you've been working with us for about 6, 7 months now. Rahath, he's managed to scale his agency from 3K to 13K per month. You're saying now it's probably going to go higher than that with everything like going well. But yeah, Rahath, you can just quickly introduce yourself, sort of what you do in the agency, and just talk about yourself a bit.
Yeah, man, my name is Rahath. I have a marketing agency. We're in the real estate niche, and we provide basically Google services to realtors. That's kind of like the niche and the service, and that's basically the company.
Okay. And so you came on board in August. When did you actually start in the whole SMMA space?
So that's a good question. So I came on board in August. I was doing copywriting when I first came in. So that's the business that I tried to scale at the beginning. But then after I went through like the training and stuff, I realized how important it is to have systems and everything in place. So then I switched to basically an agency with an actual niche that I can just like copy paste, and just scale. So that shift made me shift into the SMMA space, and now it's going very well, man.
And for how long did you do that copywriting thing before you hopped on a call with us?
So that's a good question. So I was doing copywriting for 6 months before I got on the call with Imperium, and I was doing well. I was doing well with it. But it was very inconsistent. It was just like, but the main reason I actually was able to join EasyGrow was because I had a very big copywriting deal for like 13K, and I just got all of that money, and I just basically said, okay, what can I do with this money? It's like, okay, the smartest thing I could do is just invest it right away into myself. So that's when I just booked the call. And I just yeah.
Okay, fair. So sort of you hopped on a call with me back in August. You had like some copywriting you're doing on average about like 3K per month. And then you booked a call. What was the main thing you were struggling with when you hopped on the call?
That's a good question. So sales was a very big bottleneck for me. So that was one of the big bottlenecks was sales. Had to actually conduct sales calls and close them. But
did you hop on some of those calls with Vince and Sebastian?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, those guys are absolute demons, man. But yeah, that helped a lot. But the main thing was just basically the entire paradigm on getting clients consistently. It's like I didn't even know that it was such a thing. Like it just opened my eyes. So it was that, and it was the sales that were the biggest bottlenecks for me.
So were you already booking appointments before you came on board?
I was booking appointments, but very little, and it was very inconsistent. So I would get meetings like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like it was just like I would just outreach, I would land some meetings, and then I'll do it again, and it wouldn't work. It was just like I was just like winging it, pretty much.
Okay. And then you come into the program, you sort of realize that it's like get a niche, get an offer, get something scalable. How long did it take you before you'd sort of dialed in the new offer, dialed in the new niche, and then got on going with like the appointment booking?
Yeah, so I was struggling to scale my initial copywriting offer because there was just too much operational complexity. There was just multiple niches. And then as soon as I switched from that into one niche, into just one of everything, within the first week, I just started booking appointments. And then within the third week, I got on the call and closed that first client within 3 weeks.
That was a real estate deal.
Yeah, that was a real estate. Within 3 weeks, that was the first client. And then I started running some Loom systems, started hiring people, and then second client came, third client, fourth client, fifth client. Now I'm on like six or seven clients or something like that. But yeah, just after the first one, the other ones, they just came very, very quickly.
Okay. So you're saying you're booking appointments now. I mean, how many appointments are you booking a day? And what systems are you using from inside the program? What did you find the most useful?
Yeah, so the looms was very powerful. I set up that loom system, and it was just I had some VAs running it. So I had VAs sourcing, I had VAs recording, I had VAs sending. So it's just literally meetings on autopilot. I was booking like three meetings a day with that. So that was one of the big appointment booking systems. And then I was cold calling as well. But now I outsourced the cold calling. So I've hired cold callers, and it's just basically pay per show. And with that, it's booking like two to three meetings a
Not
day.
even
So
pay per appointment, like pay per show?
yeah, only pay per show.
Yeah.
So I've got some cold callers and the Loom system. But to be honest, just one system is enough to basically fill out your calendar. But yeah, just those two systems I found were very powerful.
Okay, and how many appointments were you booking right now?
Like 4 to 5 a day. Right now, I'm kind of like dialing in on service delivery, so I'm not outreaching as heavily because I'm just focused on getting these clients, those initial clients, those results, and then scaling again. But at the moment, it's like they'll say like 3 to 4.
Okay, that's a fun thing because a lot of people will hop on the call and they'll be like, appointment booking, that's my main problem. Then they figure out it's sales. Then they figure out the actual bottleneck and scaling up the agency, like is actual service delivery, like having something predictable. So I could assume based on speaking with you, like it's no longer like an actual appointment booking problem or sales. It's more so like, how do you deliver something at scale?
Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. And I think that's like the last hurdle you need to actually overcome is like actually delivering the service. After you've done that, you know how to book appointments, you know how to close sales calls, and you know how to deliver an insane service. And with those things, the sky is the limit, man.
Okay, so when you say the sky is the limit, what does the agency look like right now, and what are you trying to get it to look like? So right now you're doing 13K a month. But like team wise and stuff like that, what does it look like, and what's the goal here?
Yeah, so with the real estate agency, my goal is 50K a month within like 6 months, and I think that's more than achievable. But I'm also thinking about another sort of like because you guys have some new modules in there, like the consultant
Oh
Nirvana
yeah.
and everything. So I'm thinking to I'm planning to switch over into that into like a different kind of offer that I'm doing with my YouTube channel. But
Mm-hmm.
with the agency, the goal has always been like 50K a month on autopilot. Just that's if I was to summarize in a few words what I want to do with the real estate agency is 50K a month on autopilot. Autopilot meaning appointment booking is automated and systemized. I'm not really doing anything. People are running it. Sales, I've got sales reps doing the calls and I've trained them. They know how to handle objections. I've got my own calls that they can listen to so they know what to do. And just the service delivery, just hiring VAs to and SOPing the whole thing. So it's very repeatable.
Okay. So you want to get to 50K per month with everything completely automated. Out of that, how much? So we've got appointment saying, we've got service delivery, and we've got sales. How much of that is automated right now?
So right now, appointment booking is automated. Sales, I'm still sales is like it's like a what can you say? It's like a rite of passage. You can't really outsource. You can't really outsource anything until you have mastered it yourself. And I've gotten very good at sales. It's like I can do the whole thing with my tonality and everything like you guys do. It's just like a
And,
natural thing.
and real quickly, when you say you've got good at sales, like what specifically about EasyGrow and the sales stuff inside of EasyGrow do you feel like may help you with that?
Yeah, I think it was just like an immersion in the whole thing, and just coming to the calls every week, just bringing my calls there, and just listening to the feedback over and over again. Just being in that environment, and just I think it was just like it's just like a desire, man, because it's not really about the strategies and all of this stuff. I think it's like if you have an undying desire for something, you will find a way. You will forge a way out. So I think that's what I had, and that's what allowed me to basically come on the calls regularly, get on the sales calls, apply the advice, and do that over and over and over again until something just clicked. You can't really put it into words. Something just clicks at some point, and it's just like, okay, I understand it now. It's like I know what to do. So yeah.
Okay. And just for everybody, like basically what Rahath was talking about is we've got like coaching calls where you can come with your coaching or with your sales calls. We can listen to them basically and help you improve. That's basically with Vince and Sebastian, what I referred to. Did they They roast you all in the beginning?
Yeah, man, they roasted the life out of me at the beginning, the first few calls. But then you start getting on their level and things like that, and it's just like it becomes fun because like you see it from their perspective, and then at that point it becomes very powerful because you can analyze and evaluate yourself as opposed to going to them because you're like, okay, that's what he would say, that's what he would say, and then so it becomes very powerful when you can do it yourself, and that's just what happens when you come every week like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if we zoom sort of out and just take a look at like the program from like a bird's eye perspective, obviously it's quite a big program. Like when you hopped into the call, you felt like appointment booking and sales, that was the main issue. You knowing what you know now, what do you feel like helped you the most inside of the actual program?
Hmm. I think what helped me the most is the paradigm that I got from it is because the initial module, I never saw things that way. So I didn't even know looking at it in such a way existed. So when I saw that, when I saw all of the pieces, like you talk about systems and biology and like all of these things, how they mix together and make up the whole thing. I think that's the biggest thing that helped me because it's like I understand how it works now. I understand how like the whole picture works. So it's kind of like that thing taught me how to fish instead of getting a fish from someone else basically. So I think those fundamentals was the most important thing.
Mm. Yeah, that's what a lot of people also say when they come inside of you. But obviously, on a call, it's not really something that you show because you're like, oh, I don't know, I need to learn about this. I need to learn about appointment setting. So yeah, a lot of people have the same take for it, or what should I call it? When they look back, they have the same take on it. So good stuff. What about like for you personally, Rahath? I mean, how does it feel? Like you've gotten to that golden 10K per month a little bit further. It's probably not as glorious as you thought it would be, but how do you feel?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. It feels normal. Like I don't know how to explain it. It feels good, but it's just like it's normal. I don't know how to describe it. Like you put it on the pedestal like it's some massive thing, but you get there and you feel good, but it's just like it's just like normal now. It's just your identity shifts and you just become the person that can make 10K a month now. So it's just normal, and then you set your eyes on the next goal, and it just loops like that. So I would say it feels good, but it feels normal.
Mm, okay. What about like your friends and family? What do they say? Like, keep in mind, man, it's like you get to 13K per month and then you probably realize it's not enough. But to get from like to like 13K a month in like what, 7 6 7 months, I mean that's not normal in another like 9 to 5. So I mean what do your family and friends say?
Yeah, it's I haven't really I haven't really told them. Like I haven't
Fair
really
play.
told yeah, I haven't really told them how much money I'm making, and I'm planning a few things like down the line, but it just requires me to get in a certain position before, because I don't just want to make money and say, hey, I make money, like let's do all this stuff. It's like, okay, you need to like, okay, you've made some money. Let's make a plan. Let's make a strategy. So it's not just for a few months you're this guy, then it just goes back. I like to plan. I like to make things like long term and make sure it's actually repeatable and there's systems in place in order for it to happen again and again and again before I start coming out and saying like, hey, like I I I can buy these things for you now and things like that. So I'm just in that like that middle phase there.
Hmm. Okay, so you've not really told anybody. Is there signs? What I mean by that is, has anything changed for you personally, like lifestyle wise?
Of course, man, definitely. I'm in like a new apartment in London right now, so that's pretty nice. But other than that, I haven't really changed too much about my lifestyle yet, because as I mentioned, I think it's very important to just make it make it repeatable before you actually go out and do all of these things. So I haven't really changed my lifestyle too much. I'm just like it's still like head down, focused and working.
I've never asked somebody else this before, right? But I just had an interesting question. What would you think if you saw we had this conversation 6 7 months after joining at our original call? Would you be a happy
Well,
man, or would you be like, I'm disappointed, I would have made more?
mm, yeah, I would have been very happy because I was like I wasn't really making much when I came on the call, so I would definitely be happy, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. But I would still be happy even if, like, say I got to this point and I wasn't making any money at all. I would still, like, me personally, I would still be happy with my purchase of the program because I know that the program is just so all encompassing. It has so much of everything included, and it's not really about the information in the program. It's more about yourself and what you do with that information. So all along, I knew this program is amazing, and the only reason I'm not getting results like in the first few months is because of me. I'm the only reason. There's some issues, the mindset issues. It's the way I'm viewing things. It's just me. So it's just like, and realizing that is why I would say it's just like I would be happy even if I wasn't making any money like at the end of the program, because the understanding it gave me, the identity shift it gave me, it's just like that is just invaluable. And with that, I have the rest of my life to make unlimited amounts of money.
Yeah, that's I like that answer. I like that a lot. I like the mindset behind this. Rahath, this is sort of where I get you to sell this for me, because obviously, I mean, we had the call back in the day, but with what you know right now, if you could go back to that call, what would you tell yourself when you're on that call with me?
Yeah, I remember the call very vividly. I was pretty
Yeah.
much sold from the beginning. It's like there wasn't anything
You
you
shouldn't
needed
say
to
that
do.
here. You should say I did all the job.
Yeah, we could have just came on the call and you could
Don't
have just
tell
said,
Charlie that.
do you want to buy it? And then I would just bought. But yeah, what I would say to myself is, well, I was already ready to buy, so there's not much I would say to myself. But what I would say to anyone thinking about it is, without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, you should do it. This is the best product on the market, and this is I'm not AI. I'm a real human. I'm saying this is the best product on the market. Like, there's nothing. The amount of work, the amount of struggle that has gone into this is just invaluable compared to any of the other products on the market. When you join, it's not going to be straight away you get results. You're going to have to work. It's going to be a lot of pressure, because I felt a lot of pressure at the beginning, because it's like you're bleeding money, you're paying for the program, you're paying for systems, you're paying for all these things, and so much pressure. It's just so much pressure, and it's just like, in that pressure, you basically become a new person in that pressure, because you either fold or you either find a way out. And so it's going to be very intense in terms of the pressure that you feel when you first join, but that is exactly what you need to shift your identity and become one who is a business owner. And when you become a business owner as opposed to a civilian, because those two are completely different species, a civilian and a business owner, it's just like they're not the same species. But when you do become a business owner, when you do shift your identity, you're much more of a stronger person, not just for yourself, for your family, all of the people around you. You're just much more useful, you're much more resourceful, and every single person around you feels the benefit of that. Your mom, your family, everyone will feel this benefit, not just in terms of the amount of money you make, just like your communication skills in general. It's just, you're going to be a much more powerful person and much more useful person, and that is very helpful for your family, your bloodline, your lineage. It's just like, is very powerful. So that's what I would recommend to anyone thinking about it. You should definitely do it.
Fair play, man. If you're about it, you'll embrace that pressure. But yeah, then again, just a little side note here. You can read all sorts of book about Napoleon, stuff like that, about how Napoleon, he conquered armies and stuff like that. And then you think about, like, I'm just trying to get an agency to 10K info from X to X. It's like Elon Musk is trying to get a human species to Mars. So there's levels to the pressure and stuff, but I get it. But yeah, we can probably call it there, Rahath. Really, really good stuff, man. You've worked hard. You get what you deserved. So really good stuff, man. And yeah, we can probably call it there. If anybody is wondering about booking an appointment, you can do. If you don't want to, that's also fine. Rahath was already pretty much pre-sold. You shouldn't say that. You should say I did all the work. But yeah, you can book appointments with us if you want to. If not, no worries. And yeah, maybe I'll see you on a call. Cheers, everybody.